So, Paul, what do you think about Sadiq Khan getting back in?
Well, inevitable, I think. It was always going to happen. Not a big surprise when you think that probably the most unpopular politician in the country by a country mile has just been re-elected. When you let that sink in for a moment, it's really mind-boggling, and it hits home. There's a lot more to this than meets the eye, and it hits home the real problem that we now face here in the UK. I mean, he is the most unpopular politician, bar none, I would imagine. I guess George Galloway might be in for shout, but certainly Sadiq Khan would rate amongst the most unpopular. But it's the situation. Less than 40% of the population of London are now indigenous Brits. I mean, Sadiq Khan has brought us oolers, he's brought us unprecedented levels of knife crime, unprecedented levels of shoplifting and crime in general, car theft, bike theft, mobile phone theft. You know, whatever crime you want to shake a stick at, London's Sadiq Khan is now, you know, at record-breaking levels. So the big question is, how has he got voted back in and who's voted for him? Well, I hate to go down this route, I really do, but the facts are the facts. The only way that Sadiq Khan has been re-elected is through the Islamist vote. And it worries me greatly for a number of reasons. I mean, I would say to any of our Muslim friends watching this today that has voted for Sadiq Khan in London, did you vote for Sadiq Khan because you believe his policies are best? Or did you vote for him simply and strictly from a sectarian viewpoint? And if you did, that's really, really scary. And you've only got to look at, well, I think at least, we've had a quick glimpse on the news of what's going on up in Leeds. This is a very, very scary time.
Do you really think there's sectarian voting going on?
I do, Aaron, I do. I can't see any other reason why Sadiq Khan... Look, let's have it right. He's not one on merit, as he? He's not one because he's made such a great job of London and of being the mayor of London. And I don't know many people that live in London now. Everyone else has moved out. They all feel like they've been... I'm going to say it, they all feel like they've been ethnically cleansed from their home city. So I don't know many people that live in London now, but the ones that I do, and they probably number about, I don't know, 15 or 20 or so, not one of them, not a single one of them, would have even dreamt of voting for Sadiq Khan. So who else was voting for him? And I would say it's non-Indigenous Brits, not just the Muslim community, but non-Indigenous Brits who I believe, I firmly believe are putting religion and Middle Eastern politics before what's best for London and for Londoners of all races, creeds and colours. So we've got Middle Eastern politics now creeping into the election of the London mayor. And then, as I say, you know, what we think is going on up in Leeds potentially as well, just take a look for yourself. I mean, it is absolutely scary, but we're heading down a hole, we're heading down a rabbit hole that far too many people are still too afraid to either talk about or admit. And when you look at Wes Streeting's post, his ex-post, his Twitter post earlier this week, vile comments, you know, calling all Conservative voters white supremacist, Islamophobic, whatever other cheap label he chose to throw at them. I mean, this is dangerous rhetoric. It's divisive speak, and I don't know where it's heading, but it ain't going to end up in a good place.
So lastly, Paul, what do you predict under Sadiq Khan for the next few years?
More knife crime, more street crime, more charges, more reductions to our freedom, more restrictions for our senior citizens that can't use their older cars anymore because they can't afford to. More misery.
Talking about that, have you seen the paper mile that he's trying to introduce? Have you seen talks about that?
Well, I've heard talk about it, Aaron, but just nothing would surprise me with this individual. He wants two things. He wants your votes and he wants your money. He's just had your votes. People have been daft enough to give him that. The next thing he'll be coming after is your money. But even more importantly, a message to all Londoners, and I am a Londoner. It's my hometown goddamn city, for Christ's sake. So I'm entitled to have my say. My message to all Londoners now is, the next time we get knife crime incident, we get another young man that's lost his life on the street, when there's no police on the streets, look in the mirror. If you voted for Sadiq Khan, look in the mirror, because you're partly to blame. So what do I predict? An absolute frigging disaster.